Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We are going through a list of geckos going off to wholesale. I got a list of 23, but I'm looking for a 24th one to throw in the box. Just because you guys probably know I've been really sick for a long time now, and it's just getting too much to... most of these are breeders. There's just a few that aren't breeders. So, I mean, you're looking at like 20 breeders, and those are just the ones that I'm giving up. That's about half of my breeders right now, as it is. So a lot of them are laying eggs and stuff like that. So it's just really hard to keep up down here. So I do have a friend that's nice enough to, you know, another wholesaler that's going to be taking on these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and clean and zero out the scale. And this one is a 50% Turkmenicus, het for Murphy patternless. So we're going to run through and do all the IDs. Hey, what's up, AJW Reptiles? So YouTube did finally listen, and now they're doing where you can look at the chat later. As it happened is what they call it. So that's pretty cool. So pretty much I'm going through and I'm labeling my deli cups, and I am doing my dry fitting of my box so I can weigh it and send off the information, because I'm not paying for the shipping label. A lot of times breeders will, especially if they're breeding reptiles, they've already got shipping accounts and stuff like that, and they'll ask for the weight and the box size and all of that so that they can send their own shipping label, because I mean, when you breed geckos you get a huge discount. So I mean, it didn't really matter if I was paying the label, so it's just easier sometimes. So just things like that can be a whole lot easier. It's one less thing for me to have to worry about. Here's a giant female from the Clear Out Eclipse project. She might have some eggs. No eggs. Hey, Planting Freedom, thanks. I like doing the live streams. It's calming for me. Like, when I'm down here cleaning geckos and stuff, it's nice to just talk to you guys and, you know, say what's up. Oh. It's just easier to get things off your mind when you got people to talk to. Yeah, NorCal. Where are you at in Northern California? I'm way up here in Eureka. Way up in Humboldt County. Chico, nice. Did you ever go to the Chico show? I went in 2014 for one of the Chico shows. You know what I hate is when they lay like really bad dud eggs. That sucks. I don't even know if I could save those. Well, that's the way it goes. Yeah, especially from her. I was hoping to get some more pastel raptors before she went off. But, you know. You know, it was amazing. She didn't sell. You got 2 sets of duds from one girl? Wow, that sucks. I had a gecko that just laid duds constantly. But that's just what you get sometimes. I mean, this girl's getting pretty thin from breeding. So, you know, the one good thing about doing a wholesale shipment is now I'm all sold out. I got eggs in the incubator, but as far as right now, there is a market for Leos. It's a wholesale market. I mean, there's some people that... What is this? This is a Eclipse. Solid Eye. There's some people that, you know, become very, very, like, Justin Bieber popular. And they're able to buy, you know, an $800 gecko. And somehow they sell that gecko, or the babies, for, you know, $800 each. I don't know how it's even possible. I mean, it used to be that you had to build up a reputation, and now it's like all the people that have been breeding for 5, 10, 20 years, they just do wholesale. And they'll sell a select few to these new kids, and it's like these... I say kids, but I just mean new breeders. Always say kids. The new breeders, they quit breeding after a couple of years, and it's really sad. I hate it. Like, that's one of the worst things about geckos. So they quit breeding after a couple of years. And then, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how you can get so popular so fast, sell the geckos for such a high price. And projects are a huge thing right now. Selling all kinds of projects for ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, they're crossing all kinds of things these days. Especially the tangerines. They just cross them so fast, so hard, and then call it a new morph, which is pretty crazy. I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about the lemon? Well, Lemon Frost, they, you know, have their problems. I haven't supported Lemon Frost since the beginning. That's my own personal thing. The way that they were made is not that great, but I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. I will never have a Lemon Frost. I think, I don't know, Gourmet Rodent didn't really do so great on that one. And poor Steve bought, you know, that pair at auction for a lot of money. I feel for him. I mean, people are blaming him, but you gotta remember, it came from Gourmet Rodent. Like, so what? Steve was trying to, you know, do his thing. He invested money in geckos, and they had issues. I mean, look at Enigmas. Enigmas are crazy. Look at Marble Eyes. Marble Eyes are crazy. That's probably one of the most unethical morphs. Yeah, everybody made money off of the Lemon Frost, off of Enigma, everything. I mean, what are you gonna do though? Stop buying geckos? I mean, that would be the only thing. I mean, people could stop buying geckos and just solve it right there. Not much going on with Marble Eye. I mean... Oy, hey girl. This girl is done. Unethical? Which one? Enigma? They were crossed into everything without even, you know, taking into account that some things were Het Tremper or Het Bell. The breeders didn't even care. Marble Eye? When A&M Gecko first started selling them, they were selling them as red-eyed sunglows. So... I mean, they thought that they were raptors in the beginning, so it was like a sunglow raptor, basically. And not a lot of testing was done, and then, you know, it's like, yeah, I hate Enigma. Where was I? They crossed Marble Eye and didn't even, you know, worry about what it was. And then when they found out that it was a different eye pigment, they didn't even let anybody know, hey, you've got some messed up stuff, you might not want to be breeding that to your raptors. And pretty much changed all the information on it, and really the only people that knew anything about red-eyed sunglows were the ones that were there and saw it. And of course, Marble Eyes were sold, once they were explained as Marble Eye, a new gene and all that, they were going for like $3 to $5 grand. I remember it was like October, they were $3,500. By the next October, they were $350. My project with the fascios is just outcrossing a lot of my projects. That's about it. I keep a large colony of subspecies, or I did. All of my fascios are going to wholesale. It's just one of the projects I gotta let go. Fascio is amazing for outcrossing. Yeah, Murphy patternless. Blizzard was another thing, you know. They were being crossed into all kinds of stuff. I mean, Steve couldn't get a Blazing Bell for a long time. But it didn't stop people from crossing. And there are tons of, you know, Murphy patternless blizzards that are just all crossed. And it's, you know, and it's the bigger breeders that did that. It's not like the new breeders that don't know what they're doing. It was the big breeders. So that's just where I lost a lot of hope in all of that. A lot of breeders. You know, I used to be friends with Matt and John, and I don't even talk to Ron anymore. Yeah, I am still doing the clear-eyed eclipse stuff. I am saving some of those and sending a bunch of the males on Monday. They're going to go in the shipment. Here's another fascio female. Camera someplace it's really in the way. I'm boxing up about 23 geckos tonight. We're just doing a dry run, and then Monday I'm marking all of their tub or all of their deli cups, and Monday we'll go ahead and put them in the big box and send them off. I was glad that I found I still had a wholesale box for everything. I was worried I would have to do 2 boxes, and I really hate doing that. It's just 2 times the stress waiting for live animals to get somewhere. And here's a legit raptor female. She's the stereotypical patternless stripe. This is the first legit raptor I've ever hatched. But yeah, we're already 20 minutes in. So don't forget, tomorrow night we're doing Late Night Leos with Gecko World Exotics. We're gonna have Dave Sims on. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about Black Pearls, Black Knights. He's got some other projects. Here's another... what makes a raptor is Tremper albino and the Eclipse eye pigment and being patternless stripes. So like the pattern on the body. This one is banded. The other one was a product of breeding reverse stripe to stripe, which eventually got Ron Tremper the patternless stripe, which also produced Eclipse. So that is basically how that is done. It's just the raptor stands for red-eyed, albino, patternless, Tremper, orange. So the animal also has to be orange, which is... It's quite a mouthful, and that's why he came up with raptor. I mean, he must have sat around forever. And then, of course, an apter is just a raptor that is not Eclipse. But it's just a patternless stripe Tremper albino that's very, very orange. So this guy is, of course, 50% Turkmenicus, Hetfer Murphy patternless. No, come on, get back in the deli cup. You know you want to. Curl around in a circle. There we go. That's cool. Yeah, leopard geckos are pretty awesome, even after 15 years. I mean, you must have been around when they had, 15 years ago, they probably first came out with the raptors, right? Must have been. I mean, that's like right around that time. Oi. And Murphy Patternless, of course, came out. Blizzards. Murphy Patternless was a big deal because that was like the first legit gene. Tangerines are cool, but they're, you know, that's all polygenic. A lot of line breeding going on, so. I mean, if you think about it, there's not too many genes in leopard geckos as far as recessive, codom, or dominant. Here's another fasciolatus girl. This is probably something you didn't see 15 years ago. This is a pure subspecies. So this is from a specific area in the Middle East. These are the fasciolatus, and they're not necessarily a wild type, what you would see in like a pet store. This is like a legit wild type, like what you would see if you went out to the wild. So it is really hard for me to give up. I had a few crazy albinos, blizzards, and yeah, Tremper albinos and orange and all that, yeah. I mean, it must be insane coming back to it now. Just because of all the crazy morphs and everything like that. Yeah, I was breeding geckos from 2005. Marcus, no, I haven't had any, well, not anything crazy come out with the wild types or anything like that. I did hatch out a new eye pigment, but it didn't really turn out to be much of anything. I mean, it was genetic, but it was pretty scattered. So it was like one of those. So it was like an eye pigment where the father didn't show it, but he would hatch out babies with it. And then those would create offspring that didn't show it, but they would hatch out babies, and so it's very difficult to track something like that. So here's a het marble eye. Yeah, you don't have any pigment, do you? That's too bad. This one's going off. I try not to send too many normals in the wholesale. If I do, it's just a couple, because oh, come on, man. It's just easier to keep your clients if they know that they're not going to get just a bunch of normals when they pay you for a wholesale shipment. And as far as geckos are right now, I mean, unless you do have like a Black Knight or Lemon Frost or something like that, you're not going to get a lot of money for it. And it is really crazy that they're still getting money for Lemon Frost with all of the problems. And apparently, if you don't get tumors on the outside of the gecko, you may still be getting tumors inside. People have had x-rays done and shown that there were actually tumors in the gecko that you couldn't see. 1603. Wholesale order, it's on my website. I probably didn't put the description or the website. Hang on. So if you go to that website, bbstudios.com, look for geckos and for sale link, and you will find the pricing. One gecko is $100, and it goes all the way to 21 or more, being $15 each. So of course, Dennis from Magical Geckos got 23 geckos, so it was $345. The wholesale stuff is not random. I just basically start at one end of the room and go through the racks and try to get a pretty good variety. I've got all of my projects divided up and spread out among 4 big racks, so it's generally easy for me to get a random amount. And then of course, as I'm breeding all different projects all year, the hatchling racks are going to be totally random as far as which one is going to be in which tub. So, I mean, as you can see in this video, hang on, shoot me that message again. How do I start what? I missed it. This is a giant het. Clear-eyed eclipse. And he is 50% fasciolatus. I missed your message on how do I start what, so I'll send it again, and I'll be looking at the screen. So pretty much what we do is we go through, one gecko is $100, and that's just like, you could say, I mean, you can say, hey, I need something that's Tremper line, or Marble Eye line, or something like that, so that way you're not, you know, shooting in the dark and getting a gecko that is not compatible with what you're breeding. A profitable breeding operation. I don't know, I mean, if you ever figure that out, you can tell me, please. But really what it is you have to put in the time. I mean, in 2014, I produced a lot of geckos. I mean, that was what I was doing. After I'd get off work, I'd go home and I'd be doing geckos for 8 hours every night. Just, you know, hitting it hard. And I've cut back a lot. I have so many fewer geckos than I used to have, which is, you know, nice. I mean, in 2014, I was taking care of about 1,000 hatchlings. Well, not all at once, of course, because you sell them. But it is really hard taking care of, you know, 75 to 100 female breeders. That's just, it's a crazy task to do. I would say 9 male. I would say start with a pair. If you can take care of the babies and raise them up to 25 grams, then, you know, buy another female. And if you can take care of those babies, raise them up, then just keep going. Like I said, I had geckos in 2003, started breeding in 2005. You know, in 9 years, by 2014, I had top of the line morphs, all, like, every single different project you could think of, and producing so many babies. It was basically insanity. I mean, the best way is to not have a life, I guess. I wasn't really doing anything except for the radio show and raising geckos. I mean, that might sound like a dream to a lot of people, and it can be. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that can be a dream. But to a lot of other people, that sounds like a nightmare. I mean, when you've got 1,000 geckos or more, I mean, if you want a profitable business, you need to have at least like 200-300 female breeders, and you have to just be doing that constantly. Like, that is what you do all day. Get a business loan, do it legit. I mean, look at Gourmet Rodent, you know, geckos, etc. Even Ron Tremper. It's big business, and it's got to be your #1 thing. If I were to do that again, and I've thought about it, I would get a business loan, and that is what I would be doing. I would probably open up a pet store and sell products while having a breeding operation in the back. That seems to be the most popular. If you look at Josh Hawley from Hawley's Homebred Reptiles, they were actually going to open up a second shop because they're doing so great. That's probably the best way to do it, is go for pet store. But, I mean, then you get into all the business license, seller's permit, insurance. I was talking to Ryan that does the Reptile Nation, and normally it's just like a $1 million insurance policy to have a reptile show. Vegas made him get a $2 million policy. I mean, that's crazy. And I'd say variety is probably the best. If you can come up with a variety of animals, and not even just morphs, like animals, do all different kinds of things. Like, I've got the White's tree frogs. Those are the coolest, most chill animals in the world. They don't get all pissy when you're trying to touch them. Sorry, YouTube, I used naughty words. They are just amazing. And this guy is not a happy camper. Gecko. Yeah, I know, dude. You're not happy. Here's a nice, super dark fat tail. This guy's awesome. FT006. He's the 6th guy I've got. But I've got 3 male. He's my 3rd male. My 3rd backup male. So he is going off to see Dennis at Magical Geckos. Of course he looks dark in the shadow right there. Look at him in the light. Super dark. So this is, of course, another fasciolatus female. Wow, I'm amazed 3 people are hanging on there, still watching this video. I used to just watch Leopard Gecko videos, you know, all night long while I'm cleaning geckos, just have videos on. Come on, girl. Here's a really cool Max Snow Eclipse male. This is a juvenile. It's got some really nice lavender pastel colors. It's from the Total Eclipse Project, the White Face Super Galaxy Mumbo Jumbo. I don't know if you guys believe in that, but okay, we've got 6 more deli cups. Who else are we sending? The male fascio. Who is not in his tub. He is... Where is he? Where is my fascio? 1601. Oh, he is with the Pure Gem Snow. He's been breeding a lot this year. That is my star male. You breed this guy to anything, just make it so lavender and nice looking. It's one of my favorites. It's really too bad to see him go. Come on, buddy. Get you in this deli cup. Do our dry fitting. Alright, who else? Who else is on my list? Okay, so I got the two Turks. Oh, eclipses. Eclipse. Bolt snow eclipse. This is a bold snow Hetford eclipse. He is from the SC Geckos line. Brad was... yeah, I'm just about there. This video is basically me getting rid of 90% of my favorite breeders and, well, leaving me with just a few. So, I've been having a lot of health problems lately, so it's just really hard for me to spend so much time in the gecko room. So I just like these guys to go off to somewhere where I know that they're gonna have fun. Which way are you gonna go? You gonna go that way? There you go. So here are some clear-eyed eclipse crosses. This male is from what I once had as a clear-eyed eclipse crossed to my own tangerine concoction that didn't really work out. I hate orange geckos. So I don't even know why I tried line breeding for that. But this guy has one clear eye, one snake eye. But he's got some decent colors. But he is an outcross, so he should produce clear-eyed eclipse in a couple of years. As far as line breeding goes, it's not too hard. I mean, you can cross him to a fascio and then cross him to one of his daughters or anything like that. Make yourself a nice little gene pool. And then cross that daughter to another fascio, and then of course cross all those babies, and you can pretty much break it up in a few years. So of course I've got two really super bold clear-eyed eclipse crosses. I forget which one has the clear. This guy's got clear eyes. This is my new number one. Okay, sorry dude, I'll put you back. So he, of course, my number one clear-eyed eclipse male is also crossing to Tremper albinos to try to find out what's going on as far as can I cross him to my white and yellow red stripe bell that's het for radar, or should I keep crossing him to Trempers? 20 male. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. 22. I'm missing somebody. Somebody is missing from our little group here. I just love how bold this guy and his brother, super bold geckos. Come on, look over here. Look at the camera. I do use different males during the breeding season. I don't recommend breeding 2 males to 1 female at the same time. Or, whoop, hey dude, what's your problem? Maybe I gotta change my gloves. I don't recommend breeding a male after another male. Normally you would do that the following season. You would change to a different male. Yeah, it's just easier that way. You get less problems. Females will get attached to males sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. If that's the answer to that question. As I read it, was asking if I could breed 2 males to 1 female. It's generally not a great idea. And doing something like putting a male in for a little bit and then taking him out and putting him in later, and then every day or every other day just putting him in for a couple hours, that's a horrible, horrible idea. And I know that that's being pushed on people in the leopard gecko groups, and like I said earlier, there's a lot of brand new people, and that's just, that's not really how it goes. It's not super great on the female, and the males can smell the other males, and they'll sometimes mistake the female for that rival male that they can smell. So that can be a huge problem. Alright, now who is our 23rd gecko? Two Mac eclipses. I'm missing somebody. Where is he? Get back in my records and find out where that bastard went. Where's that? Really? Wow, and we got some eggs from him. That's interesting. When did they breed? On the 24th of February. It's pretty bizarre. Okay. Barcode 07. This is a Mac Eclipse. And he, of course, bred with Skull's only daughter. And we'll go ahead and these. What is today? Today's the 9th, right? 3/09/18. Eggs. $45, $46. $48, 49, and 050. Okay. $16.52. And then the next ones. Who's that? I'm going to do temp sex male. One egg is very crunchy and laid outside. One egg is very leathery and laid inside the cocoa fiber. And that's going to be 049050. So you can tell that I still get a lot of eggs. 030918. So around like 49 I should be getting these guys to hatch out. Paired up. $16.03. Who is he with? 1603. 1603. Where are you? Okay, we removed 1649 and 1603. And that's a clear out eclipse project, that's right. Okay. And then TG 1508, female, cross to, who's this guy? 1707. Alright. And she, of course, laid 2 eggs. You're such a good girl, aren't you? I miss your mommy so much. I'm gonna take good care of you. Oh, I still got 3 people hanging in there, huh? You guys are determined to see the end result. How many are in this box? TG1707, male, Mac Eclipse. All of my Mac Eclipse and my Clear-Eyed Eclipse stuff is either not Hetford Tremper or super small, tiny little itty bitty % chance Hetford Tremper. I have been outcrossing and testing so much that the stuff that I keep, I will immediately sell the stuff that's Hetford Tremper, like when I cross my males to like Mac Raptors, or I had Super Raptors, was outcrossing with those. I will always sell those guys immediately. All of those hatchlings go immediately. And then I save my other stuff from those males because I have not had I had male Super Raptors. Oh, come on, dude. I got a runner on my hands. And he just keeps knowing where to go. Come on, dude. There you go. Gotcha. I did have Super Raptors, but not anymore. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 23. So now we got 23 geckos, all for wholesale. I'm going to fill this thing with peanuts. Peanuts, for all you sickos out there. Anyways, fill this with peanuts, and I will put in my care sheet, because that's another thing when you're talking about doing this. Oh, there goes my paper towels. Doing this as a lucrative business, you have to remember laws, and you're going to want to follow all the laws. So you're going to want to know that if you live in California, every single animal shipment you send out must have a care sheet on that specific animal. If you live in Florida, every single animal you buy or sell must have a permit documentation with it. That is a new thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't live in Florida. I haven't sent anything to Florida, but it's all in the Facebook groups, all this hoobla goobla about the new laws. Look at that melanistic fat tail. Het for A-mel. That would be pretty cool to see what that looks like in the A-melanistic. Really cool. That's a male too. So would be cool to keep them, but I've got the Zulu project and the Ghost project. Those are my main 2 really interesting things that I'm working on. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. We're at 74 minutes, getting on 75. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share the video. Tune in to Late Night Leos tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific, and listen to Dave Sims from Gecko World Exotics talk about Black Knight, Black Pearl, Lemon Frost, all kinds of cool stuff. So, see you guys then.